Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC, healthy people, healthy communities. In it together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC. In it together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Happy Friday, and thank you so much for joining us on Coping with Tre Tailor. I'm Tre Tailor, and today we're coping with SC First 5. It's a one-stop resource for parents to find services for their children. Beth Moore joins us with all of the information. Beth, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Look forward to all of this great information you're going to share with us. Plus, Shanika Griffin tells us about her Unshakable faith movement, how it helped her, and how it can help you too. Hey there, Shanika. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We look forward to this great information in these uncertain times. This is what we're coping with today. I'm Tre Tailor, and coming up, more with Coping with COVID. Despite the CDC guidelines, you still have to mask up in Richland County in South Carolina. Now, the ordinance was extended another 60 days since this area still has a high incident of COVID cases. For testing information, visit scdheck.gov. They've got up-to-date listings of times, dates, and location for COVID testing and vaccinations, plus other retail outlets in and around South Carolina and throughout the country. CVS, Walgreens, Target, and in West Columbia, the Brooklyn Baptist Church Vaccine Clinic is open 7 days a week. Also, there are several financial resources available: COVID funeral reimbursement, bill assistance in Lexington County, Dominion Energy, and SC Hopes also has bill assistance program. All of this information will be scrolling at the bottom of the screen throughout the show. So please don't forget to like and share. You're watching Coping with Tre Tailor. We give you updates on the pandemic, information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. And we are streaming live on the Tailor Made production page on Facebook. Please go over there, hit like and share and follow. Not only will you receive notifications as to when to watch Coping with COVID, which is Wednesday at 2:00, and it's sponsored by In It Together SC and the Diabetes Action Council, but also Coping with Tre Tailor, where we talk about several other topics on Thursday and on Friday, again at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That page also has so many other great resources. We're also streaming live on YouTube. Please go over there and hit the subscribe button. Now there you can find past episodes of Coping and also Coping with Tre Tailor. Go over there and check out all of the great shows that we've been doing since 2019. Can't believe it's been 2 years. Also, we have a presence on Instagram and also on Twitter. Hey, don't forget, you can hit like and share all of this great information out. And if you've got a question, please put it in the chat and we'll make sure to get your question answered. Now, today we're helping you cope with finding resources for your young child. Beth Moore is the communications director at South Carolina First Steps. Now, this is the state's early childhood agency. She also directs the communications of the Early Childhood Advisory Council, which represents the state's system of programs and services for young children and their families. Beth, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Happy to be here.
Well, listen, I know this is especially important to you too, because you are a parent of little ones.
Yes, I've got 3 little ones. A 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 9-month-old. So
wow.
Yeah. Helping other parents out is something that's really important to me. So I'm really happy to be here and share this amazing resource with you and your listeners.
Absolutely. Well, tell us first, Why was this needed? Why was this needed?
Well, if you're a parent, if you've at any age, a parent of a child of any age, or a caregiver of a child, you know how overwhelming it is. It's hard to be a parent. But fortunately, here in South Carolina, we have really great choices. We have great support. Um, but it's sometimes hard to find that support, to know where to look. If you're expecting a baby or you're a parent of a young child, you may have you may need to find childcare. You may have questions about your child's development. Um, you might not know where to look. And we don't want parents having to search on different websites or call different numbers. We
Right.
want to give parents one place that they can go to see what they're eligible for and to connect with the resources they need and may want.
And that's what the First Five program is. Am I correct? It's just like kind
That's
of
right.
one-stop shopping for all of your needs as far as
That's
childcare.
right.
So tell me what people can find on the First Five site.
Well, the amazing thing about First 5 SC is that 10 state agencies and other statewide entities came together and worked together to build a place that includes everything the state offers for families expecting babies and children from 0 to 5. You can find information about programs for uh, including childcare and early education. So, childcare vouchers from DSS, pre K programs from Head Start, from South Carolina First Steps, and from public schools. You can find information about food and nutrition programs like WIC that provides really great information about nutrition, um, breastfeeding support, and resources to help you buy healthy foods. You can find information about special needs and early intervention services. So if you have concerns or questions about your child's development, there are plenty of resources that you can turn to. And you can connect with therapists that will come to your home and
Wow.
support you and your child. You can also find parenting support programs all across the state. In every county of the state, we have programs for parents where they can connect with trained parent educators who will come to their home or meet them a place that's comfortable for them and help to support them in any way that they need.
Wow, Beth Moore joins us. She is the communications director at South Carolina First Steps, and she's telling us about the First Five program, which is really basically one-stop shopping for parents to find out about the various resources available throughout the state of South Carolina in one place. Now, how can people access the First Five resources, Beth?
It's super easy. All they have to do is go to first5sc.org. You'll see the website right there. Um, it's easy to search to see what programs are available, but you can also just spend a few minutes filling out a quick, secure online form to immediately see what programs you're eligible for. And if you have any questions about what you're seeing there, you can also find resources on a Get More Help page that will direct you to specialists in your community who can connect you with the resources you need.
Awesome. People can go to First Five SC and get this information. We're getting ready to share the website in just a minute as soon as Charity gets it up. But this is live now and people can actually access it right now, correct?
It is. It is available right now.
Okay, so people can go, like I said, to First Five SC and get all of these resources. So now, after they go to the website, and there it is right here, if you can see it. After they go to the website, Beth, does this connect them directly with the services?
It won't do it immediately. What it'll do is it'll show you what programs you're eligible for and give you all the information you need so that you can contact that program or that provider directly.
Awesome. I see it here. It says check your eligibility for over 40 services. So people go in, answer a couple of questions, and then they get a list of everything that they're eligible for, correct?
That's right. There are included in the website or are 60 programs and services, so you can find information about that, and you can instantly check your eligibility for 44 of those programs.
Wow.
And most families in South Carolina are eligible for one or more of these programs.
Wow, this is great. Parenting and family support. And listen, I think people don't recognize how important that is. Parenting and family support. A lot of people are displaced. A lot of people, because here in South Carolina, there are, and I was surprised at this statistic myself, that the majority of children in South Carolina are not being cared for by their parents. So
That's right.
sometimes parents are parents by default. And, it wasn't something that probably you and your family, planned out,
That's
so
right.
to have the support, one thing is not already in place, but you need it. You need it
Yeah.
so much.
And that can be so overwhelming if you
Yeah,
find yourself, suddenly with a young child in your care. It can be disorienting and overwhelming, but know that support is out there, and
right.
there are people available in your community that can put you in touch with the resources you need. And here at South Carolina First Steps, this is one of the 10 state agencies that came together to build this site. But First Steps has a presence in every county of the state. And one of our jobs is to connect parents and caregivers with the resources they need and to
Awesome.
answer any questions they have.
All right. So we do special needs, early intervention, health and safety,
Right.
childcare, and early education. You can see food and nutrition there. Also, services like, are you looking for free or low cost childcare? Do you need help buying food? Need information on special needs? I'll tell you, for me, and our listeners and viewers know, because I talk about all of my little business, but I have God in His infinite humor blessed me with two babies. They're 3 and 6 now, but they were 1 and 3 when I was blessed to have them. And so I was not set up for children. I really wasn't. I was out here living my best single life, girl, with my best single girlfriends. And so when I, got the children, one of the things was childcare, and not only childcare during the week, but childcare when I may have to work on the weekends or at night, or if I needed just a break, which, like I said, having a break is so necessary. It's not like you're just going out
Absolutely.
hanging out. You're just getting some me time, because I see we talk about this a lot, but it's really important to make sure you nurture yourself first. Kind of like they say on the airplane, give yourself the oxygen.
That's
before you-
100% true.
Yeah.
It's and that's what we're here to do. We're here to support parents and caregivers of young children. I know as a parent myself that it is impossible to do this job, this incredibly important job
It is.
of raising and nurturing children without support.
Yeah, yeah. And this is so great. So once again, you can go to first5sc, the number 5sc.org. And like I said, look here, check eligibility for over 40 services, answer a few questions. You'll find out what you qualify for. And then after that, Beth, they get connected with the resources. Is that correct?
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Want to say hi
And
to
speaking of childcare, we had the website up there. If you're looking specifically for preschool programs for 3 and 4-year-olds, you can head straight to palmettoprek.org, and that will show you all of the programs and providers that offer free, curriculum-based, high-quality pre-K programs for 3 and 4-year-olds through Head Start, DSS, First Steps 4K, and South Carolina Public Schools.
And these are free services.
They're free services, yes.
Yeah. Want to say hi to Juanita Orr. She says great information. Also, Mitchell Peace Joy Jen says hello, happy Friday. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us. Please post and share this information out so we can get the message to the masses. We know that there are parents of little ones, and this is 0 through 5-year-olds, right, Beth?
That's right.
For 0 through 5-year-olds that just don't know what you qualify for, but here it is in one-stop shopping, and this is so great. So you don't have to go to this website and this website, or you don't even know where to go. So the website is first5, the number 5sc.org. But like Beth said, if you want the portal for all of the pre-K 4K and 3K services that provide, as she said, curriculum-based childcare, palmettoprek.org is the place that you can go. All of the websites are listed right there on the graphic with Beth's information. And it's up, it's running, and you can get resources right now. Beth, This is so amazing, and
We think so.
congratulations. Yeah, Take the compliment, girl. This is so amazing. How has the response been?
It's been great. This is actually the most comprehensive early childhood portal in the country.
Wow.
This is an amazing thing that South Carolina came together to do. It's an important priority for a lot of our lawmakers and those of us who are working here in state government to make sure that the programs and services we offer are not only high quality, but they're really easy to find and to enroll in for the families that need and want them.
Awesome. This is Beth Moore. She is with South Carolina First Steps, the state's early childhood agency. She's been talking about first5sc.org. Please go to the website, check it out. If you are someone or know someone that has a child 0 through 5 years old, here is one stop shopping, so to speak, one place where you can find out what services and other information that is available to you and for your child. First5sc, the number 5sc.org. Beth Moore, thank you so much for joining us today. Congratulations on the launch of this, and here's hoping that it will continue to be successful. Before I let you go, I want to ask, is there anything else that you guys are working on over at First Steps?
Well, we're working on a lot of stuff. We have this is a cool thing that we're working on, a big celebration called Countdown to Kindergarten. Every year we really celebrate the season leading up to the first day of school. Here at First Steps, our job is to get children ready to thrive in school. And that's not just knowing their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but also having, good relationship skills and a healthy body. So we celebrate school readiness over the summer with a campaign called Countdown to Kindergarten. We're going to be launching a new website that's going to have really great resources for parents about what school readiness means and what they can do at home to get their children ready for school. And we're going to be recruiting community partners to hold events across the state that families can go to and get back to school resources and information. So please look out for that. There'll be more information coming down the pipeline about all of that in a few weeks.
Awesome. Hopefully you can come back and share with us all of that information too. Beth
sure.
Moore with SC First Steps. Don't forget about the number 5sc.org for information and resources available for you and your child through the age of 5. Beth, thank you again so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Trey. It was a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. A pleasure for you to be here too, for me. Coming up, we're helping you cope with change, overcoming obstacles, and more. Shanika Griffin with Unshakable Faith shares her story and how you can benefit from her. That's coming up next on Coping. I'm Tre Tailor.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Aiken-Cochran. As Miss America, I know that taking care of yourself is important. Part of taking care of your health is knowing if you're at risk of type 2 diabetes. Prediabetes is serious and puts you at risk for developing type 2 diabetes. 90% of South Carolinians who have it don't know they have it. Visit inittogethersc.org. Take an online test to find out your risk and join a diabetes prevention program. Brought to you by the Diabetes Action Council of South Carolina.
Computers, they're a part of our everyday lives. But when they're not working, they're an everyday problem. So call Computers Unique, your everyday solution. 803-351-5821. Is your computer running slow? Won't turn on? Do you need a screen replaced? Or maybe you just need another computer? Well, Computers Unique is your one-stop shop for all your computer needs. They have a wide variety of new and pre-owned PCs, Macs, and tablets. So call Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. 803-351-5821. 803-351-5821.
The Comet gives me a reliable source of transportation.
It's very convenient to me, and they have wonderful drivers.
It's clean, and it builds community. It's fun to meet people.
It makes me feel like really independent. It's just fun.
Comet's always going to be there, and it gets me everywhere I need to go.
We try to ride every single day. Comet is our livelihood.
Visit Davis Tax Service today, 803-419-1001.
In Coping with Tre Tailor. I'm Tre Tailor. Thank you so much for joining us. We are streaming live on the TailorMade Production Facebook page. Please go over there, hit like and share and follow. Not only will you be able to get notifications as to when to watch Coping with Tre Tailor, which is Wednesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Coping with COVID, sponsored by SCDHEC, In It Together SC, and the Diabetes Advisory Council, airs Wednesday at 2 p.m. You'll also get all of your COVID-related updates. Such great resources over there. We're also streaming live on the YouTube channel. Please go over there and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to check out past episodes of Coping or Coping with COVID, that's the place to do it. We also have a presence on Instagram and also on Twitter. Hey, don't forget, throughout the show, we've got streaming at the bottom, a scroll with all kind of great resources. Check it out. There are resources about our COVID vaccinations, testing, also all of the many financial resources that are available. Please continue to post and share this information out so we can get the message to the masses. Today, we're coping with helping you to cope. We have got Shanika Griffin with us. She is the founder and certified life coach of the Unshakable Foundation Incorporated. Thank you so much, beautiful, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It's definitely a pleasure.
Oh, yeah, it's a pleasure for me to talk to you. Long time coming, but I'm glad we were able to get connected. Shanika, tell me how you were able to birth Unshakable Faith.
Well, they say write the vision, make it plain.
Yeah.
And December is the exact date, December the 14th of 2019. I wrote that vision and I wrote down Unshakable Faith. And I just said that, I wanted something small, but, speak volume. And I just let time pass. I let time pass and I let life happen. And so.
And it does. It does.
And that's what happened. And so it was a creation. Right now we have 6 collections, and each collection has a meaning behind it. I'm wearing one of it now, which is the trying to straighten up. Prayer warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they say pray about everything, worry about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the real meaning behind Unshakable Faith, it's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. So I can wear this on my good day. But what about on when life is happening? This is my reminder, like, hey, pray about everything, worry about nothing. And so I wanted to create something that just represents a lifestyle, gives you a reminder of who you are, whose you are, what you represent.
Right. Shanika Griffin joins us. She's with the Unshakable Faith Foundation. She's a certified life coach, founder of the movement. She has books and life coaching services. But Shanika, tell me, I know oftentimes we experience life, we experience things, and that's how our destiny, our mission is birthed from. What unshakable faith moment did you have that made you realize I'm going through this, I've got to help somebody else?
Yes. So just when COVID hit, it hit all of us. Well, COVID hit and I had a shift in my life. I worked a job for 12 and a half years. And in that moment, I switched careers. In that moment, my finances changed. In that moment, life with my children changed. And it allowed me to face myself. So I had to sit with myself, and that's what came about with writing the book. So it was so the apparel line, this wasn't even in the plan, but when I wrote the book, it allowed me to sit down for about 6 months and go within myself, peel back the layers. I went back all the way to 6 years old. Just any negative vibe that I felt, anything that I felt that I didn't deal with, I dealt with. And I wrote about it. So this book isn't just a book, it's a journal as well. So when you read the book, behind each chapter, it's an area for you to write in. So now you can not only, I'm sorry, the lighting's probably pretty bad, but you can now journal whatever you're going through, or how you can get through that particular chapter. So I just use what I did to better myself, and I wanted to help other people without just kind of individually helping it, being present. I can be present without being present.
Tell us some of those tips. I don't want to give away all of the book, but can you share with us one or two things
Yeah.
that people really need to do when life hits? And listen, you're right. COVID hit everyone differently, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. Some people are still dealing with it and trying to recover from it. So people need to know how they can make it through to the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. Well, so let's start with my A. My A is acceptance. Before we can even deal with the issue, we have to accept. We have to accept what is. We have to
Yeah.
accept what was. And and once we process exactly what it is, we can then know how to move forward. We may not have all the answers of moving forward, but we can just accept the now and then be able to be process. Okay, so why am I feeling this way? Okay, I do feel sad today. Now we can work through, okay, why? What
Yeah.
happened? And it just
And I
helps you
think
have a
yeah, no, I was gonna say, and it's okay to feel sad.
yeah, it's okay to not be okay.
That's right. It is okay to not be okay. That is a
Yes.
valid emotion. I mean, but then you got to do something about it, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and acceptance, like you said, I think is the first step, recognizing, okay, I'm not okay, and then figuring
Mhm.
out, okay, what can I do about it?
Yeah. Yeah. And so another chapter I want to just kind of touch on a little bit, which was my toughest chapter, because it's something I battled with, and it's
Yeah.
the E in my book. It's the emotional intelligence. So
Mm.
that chapter had me in a chokehold because I had to face myself in the mirror to write this. But with emotional intelligence, I realized there's three main things, which is the awareness, the management, and the expression. So again, realizing like my awareness, why do I feel this way? Managing it. How are you going to manage yourself? Because we think that we have control over things in life, but really we only have control over ourselves,
Over
right?
ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, and certain emotions arise, but then the management part the expression part comes in. What's your output? What's your output? How are you going to deal with what you're going through? How are you going to deal with another person or a situation that happens? So emotional intelligence is a test every
Yeah.
day.
So those are two of your tips. How many do you have in your book?
Well, we have it's called the ABCs of healing. So we have
Okay,
A
so
through
it's A
Z.
through Z. You've
Yeah,
got 26
A,
of them. Okay.
A through Z, yes. So we have A through Z, and behind every chapter is that area you can write in. So it's also a journal.
Okay, great. I want to ask Charity, our producer, do we have a copy of the book to show? I'm not sure if you gave her, sent in a copy of the book, but since you were talking about the book, I wanted to put it up, the ABCs of Healing. So people need to, go through this process, check out the book. And what, other than those two things, is there anything else after, on the other side of through, that you've also learned, Shanika, that could help somebody?
It's just remember, just keep going back to your why. Why did you get started? Why did you decide that you wanted to even become a better person? So when
Mhm.
you have your moments or when you have oppositions, just go back to your why. Go back to it. And it's oftentimes I have to pick this up. It's oftentimes I wear this shirt 2 or 3 days in a row, well, different shirts, but in a row just to remind me. And
Yeah.
so, even with the favorite shirt, I have to remind myself, we often associate our life with the different things that happens. So we say blessings, but we're favored. I have to remind myself I have favor over my life. So it's just just taking that moment of reflection and reminding yourself.
How important is people's spirituality in the Unshakable faith movement?
Oh my God, you said how important?
Yeah.
Ve- Very important. Spirituality is dealing with self. Again, you have no control over anything but yourself. So it's
Yeah.
dealing with yourself, and you want to. I know people talk about vibrations and energy, but when you're in good energy and high vibrations, that feels good. And
Mhm.
I just realized, like, I don't want to be anything other than high in life. And it's a good
Naturally,
feeling.
of course, naturally.
Yeah, naturally. And so I encourage other people. I know that how it feels. I know how it feels to peel back the layers and let go of things that you can't even control that doesn't
Yeah.
even it's in your past. So I just encourage other people to do the same thing when they're ready, of course.
Yeah, that past thing is so important. So many times I think people can't move forward because they are holding on to the past. I mean,
Yeah.
whether it is, pain from the past relationships, whether it be with your parents, with your
Yeah.
family, with your friends, men, women, I
Yeah.
think that might be one of the biggest obstacles in having people
Yes.
move forward.
So one other chapter I have is forgiveness. And
Mm,
I always say forgiveness start with yourself. So
yeah,
everything, when I peel back my layers, instead of me saying this person, that person, this situation, I put myself there first. And
yeah,
and I forgave myself for whatever reasons. And then I move forward with the forgiveness of other people. Like how they say you forgive you, I forgave you. You didn't even, you didn't even know it. So and sometimes
right.
forgiveness, and not sometimes, all the time, forgiveness is for you,
It
not
is.
other people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one of my very important ones too.
So you have the book. People can, I think we've got a graphic on. Yeah, there's the book. People can check out the book. They can get advice from you because you are taking on coaching clients. Is that correct?
Well, I have collaborated with the House of Hathor, which is in Columbia, and they have I am going to be the life coach for the female youth that comes in.
Oh,
They have,
great.
they have a male youth program already. And so that's what we're in the works of doing now. So I decided that I wanted to, gear my coaching towards teenage
Young
girls.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can, be a guide for them and get them in the community and help out and just learn how to grow as, into flourish into the beautiful young women.
Yeah. So it's for teenagers. So is that what, 13 through 19?
Yeah, give or take, or early 20s is good too. I mean, and at the end of the day, anybody who I have friends, anybody, I meet people in the store, and it's just if we exchange energy, guess what? At that point in time, you are a life coach. We're all life coaches from life experience. So
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you've got the t-shirt, you've got the book, you're going to launch your youth mentoring services through the House of Hathor, which is on Main Street in Columbia. We did a program about Jimmy and the folks over there during Kwanzaa in December.
Yep.
Those of you who watch the show may remember. So if people want more information, on the book, well, how can they contact you? How can they check out the book?
So it's four ways you can get the book. It is on Amazon, and we just made it where you can get it through Kindle. You can purchase it through Kindle for people who don't want to have a physical copy and want to read through their phone. You can also order the physical copy through Amazon, and then you can always head over to Unshakable Faith Apparel, um, the website that's listed on there, and you can check out the shirts, the book. We have hats and wristbands as well that just represents, all our 6 collections.
All right. So
And one
go
other
ahead.
key thing too is
Go ahead.
the book is also in store at the House of Hathor. So
Great. Well, people can see on the screen where they can check out the book, where they can get the merchandise. And then, of course, Shanika is going to start mentoring young people, teenage girls at House of Hathor. So please contact her at the information on the screen for more information on the Unshakable Faith Foundation. Shanika, anything else you want to share with us today as far as folks learning how to cope?
no, I mean, you feel free to reach out to me. Listen, I love connecting with people. I love inspiring. So yes, I tell people I'm always just a phone call or text away.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and your unshakable faith and
Yeah.
helping others to do the same. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, lady.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today on Coping. I'm Tre Tailor. Listen, if you have a story or initiative that could help someone cope, please email booking@copingwithtreTailor.com. That information should be scrolling at the bottom of the screen, booking@copingwithtreTailor.com. If you have a product or service that could help someone cope with COVID, we would love for you to be a proud sponsor. Please email copingwithtreTailor@gmail.com. copingwithtreTailor@gmail.com. Like I said, I would love for you to be a proud sponsor, just like SCDHEC, In It Together SC, the Diabetes Action Council. They sponsor Wellness Wednesday, Javis Tax Services, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Palmetto Media Connections, Black Pages, Black EXO, Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall, the Comet Bus System, Agape Counseling and Training Services, and the Fifth Circuit Solicitor's Office, Attorney Byron Gibson. They're actually going to be with us next Thursday and every second Thursday for No Justice, No Peace. Want to say hi to Valisa Simone. She says, hi there. That was awesome. Hey there, Valisa. Thank you so much for joining us. Please, ladies and gentlemen, continue to post and share this information out so we can get the message to the masses. Listen, as always, I leave you with a reading. Today, I am reading, and I have been reading this year, Conversations with God from Cheryl Mims Williams. And today it says, my child, if you are tired, you must recognize that when you are and when you need rest. Sleep is so important. We're going to do a show about that on Wellness Wednesday. You must take the time to adhere to your body. Listen, even when my son needed rest, I rested as I created this world, not because I needed rest, but I wanted you to see the need. I know days are busy and you are tired. So rest. Rest your head in my chest. Rest your head on my shoulders. Rest. God says rest is important. So please get rest. That is Conversations with God, which from Cheryl Mims Williams. She's with Agape Counseling and Training Services. She has this amazing book that is filled with scriptural readings and teachings, along with journal things that she's written in her journal. So please check it out. Coming up on Coping with COVID and Coping with Tre Tailor, we're going to talk about poison control next week on Coping from In It Together SC and the Diabetes Action Council. We're also going to talk about Diabetes Alert Day. And like I said, the end of the month, we're going to talk about the importance of sleep. Also coming up next week, going to talk to Bakari Sellers about his new book. Also, Corey Jackson has a great new initiative. And then, of course, we've got No Justice, No Peace with the Fifth Circuit Solicitor's Office, Attorney Byron Gibson. They did a great seminar a couple of weeks ago in Columbia, providing nonprofits with financial services. I'm talking about funding and grants that are available for trillions of dollars right here in South Carolina. We're going to bring some of those service providers into the show next Thursday and share that information with you. That and so much more coming up next on Coping. I'm Tre Tailor. Until the next time, I wish you peace and abundant blessings. Take care. Stay well. God bless. Please, still, don't forget to wear your mask over your nose and under your chin. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Coping with COVID. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In It Together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council. Presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC, In It Together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.